Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of History Saver on YouTube. And for this episode, we have a Lithuanian ration. This one over by Foreign MRE. You got the Foreign MRE stamp right here on the bag. And go visit those guys online at foreignmre.com. You can get a lot of rations like this and many more. But this ration in particular, this is my second Lithuanian ration. And this one is a menu number 2. And it translated on the front of the bag here to some kind of beef and grit sauce, whatever that means. We've got it right here, and it comes in the green bag. Got the ration right here. The name of the ration is Combat Individual Ration, menu number 2, and right here on this line is where you'll find what actually the menu components are. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to bust the bag open right here and find out what's inside of this Lithuanian ration. All right, we got the top off, and let's take our contents out here. Comes out pretty nice. Set the bag to the side. And right off the bat, you have an accessory package here. You have a towelette inside. You have your elements for your heater. You have some matches. You have a spoon, zip tie. We'll open this up in just a second. And it comes in a Ziploc bag. Pretty cool. You can put it all back in the bag. You come with the Lithuanian crackers. We'll get to those in a second. That's a whole story on its own. Then you get some hazelnuts, a bag of hazelnuts here. And we'll get those in just a few minutes. And you also have a second type accessory package here, which has a lot of goodies in there, some chocolate and some other stuff. We'll get to that in just a second as well. And then you have your main course, which comes in a white box. Cut the top of it open, and let's take it out the package. Here's your main course, and that's pretty much it right here. This is your stew meat with grit sauce, and you have a package label right here at the top, and 240 grams of that, and 100 grams of something else. I can't really read that, but we'll figure it out in a minute. And then you have your heater that come out with it, and this is your Esbit stove, basically, and it comes out just like this, and you got instructions on the front of it. We can't really read the instructions, but it says at the bottom, tray for food heating. So there you go. We'll use that in just a second as well. But then you also get a flameless ration heater on the inside of this thing. So you actually get both ration heaters in this ration, which is cool. So since we have both, we're probably not going to use this just because we are inside. These things do tend to have a foul smell to them, and there's no reason to have to use it. So we're just going to set this to the side, and we'll add it to our goodies, goodie box for things we have saved up from doing all these rations. And instead we'll use our flameless ration heater. And you get a little instruction sheet here with it as well. We're just going to stuff this in the box and throw all of this away. Well, I'll tell you what we are going to do. And I'm going to do this to kind of show you how it can work. You can actually, when you heat this up, you can take this ration and put it in the bag, put it in the box, and I think that's what we're going to do with this one. All right, so but before we get to that, let's go ahead and get our second accessory bag here out, and this is going to have all your drinks and your chocolate and goodies with it, and a lot of stuff we can't pronounce. Give you all that. There's your honey, and pretty cool little package of honey. So we'll definitely use that in a minute. And you also get your instant coffee. We'll use that in a minute. You get sugar, pretty big package of sugar. And then you get your sports drink, which is loaded with vitamin C. It's going to be an orange sports drink. And then you get some Lithuanian chocolate. And this stuff is pretty good. I love their chocolate. Right here in this bag, you get your spoon. You get some heater towels for your heater. You also get, if we can get it out, a zip tie to put all your contents back in the bag, and zip tie it shut for your garbage. You get a moist towelette and some matches. So we'll set all this to the side here. because we're not going to be using a lot of that. But here you go. Just a small ration, basically a main course, some nuts, some chocolate, and some crackers. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to take our main course and get it started in the heating process. Tear the top of your heater element bag open. Open it up. And I kind of push that heating element to the bottom. Makes it a lot easier, and then you can very easily stick your main course in. And voila, there you go, just in. And now we're going to take and we're going to put just a little bit of water up to the fill line. We're about up to the line. Now you just have to pour it in slowly, measure it out. And then you would take the top of your bag, close most of it up, leave you a small vent hole for ventilating it, because this thing can it can blow up actually on you if you're not careful with it. So, and then stick it back in the box just like that, and we'll set that to the side and watch us do its magic. Now, while we're waiting on that, these crackers, these things are interesting. They're hard as rocks, and they have a bad reputation for that. And actually, if you go back and watch Foreign MRE's video, some of these Lithuanian crackers he actually took, Art did, and ran over them with a tractor and beat them with a front end loader, and these things held tight. So some very tough crackers. We're going to go ahead and we're going to grab a canteen cup, and always watch these World War II style canteen cups. Because when you fold a handle back, you have to actually take this little notch here and fit it into this one, and that holds your handle on. But they do have a notoriousness for coming out of those notches and spilling everywhere. So make sure you keep an eye on that if you're using one of these canteen cups. We're going to take our orange powder here in our little bag. We're going to break it open and pour our instant drink into the canteen cup. And it comes out in some pretty big crystals. Pour your order in. And you don't fill this canteen cup all the way to the top. Always fill it to about the two little notches there on the inside. And then we'll take our spoon and stir it up. Here we go. And we have our orange drink here. We're going to go ahead and try it. Stuff's pretty good. It's got a tang taste to it. Kind of cross between Tang and Gatorade, which everything orange really tastes like Tang and Gatorade to me. Next thing on the list is the coffee. We're going to go ahead and grab our instant coffee here, and we are going to tear it open. We've got our hot water here. We want to do it before it gets cold. And let's see. There we go. There's the instant coffee on the side of there if you can't really see it too well. But it's very, very powdery, as you can see as I pour it out here. It's a fine powder instant coffee. Nothing like Maxwell House or anything like that you'll get in a can at the store. We're going to take our other spoon here and stir this up. And we're going to add in our sugar, which it's always a good idea to pull these long ways to the side, just with the way they're notched. Pour this sugar in there, and this is 12 grams of sugar. And stir this up. And let's try some Lithuanian coffee and see how that stuff tastes. Well, this coffee. It's actually pretty good. We see our main course is heating up quite nicely while it's doing this thing. And finishing up, we're going to take and set this stuff to the side and grab these hazelnuts. And I'm not going to rip the bag completely open because I may save some of these for later. And hazelnuts come out. They look just like this. Just a regular hazelnut. Very soft. Got a very fresh taste to them. And these are pretty good. And those are jam-packed with proteins and stuff, just like eating a peanut. When you're out in the field or in a foxhole during combat, this can give you a really good added extra energy boost. So now we got that done and out the way, we got our chocolate, and let's set that to the side. We got our honey. We'll set this to the side, and this honey, you may be asking, what's the honey for? Well, a lot of guys, what they will do is take the crackers, eat it with the honey, and there's your honey there. And they will also take some of this, some of them, and put it in coffee. And your honey's got a really good taste. So the honey's pretty good. We'll set that right there. And we'll go ahead and open up these Lithuanian crackers that are tremendously hard. This stuff reminds me a lot of hardtack. And it's a biscuit cracker, whatever you want to call it. And we're going to grab just one of these out the package here. And let me show you how hard this thing is. That's a cracker. When you can beat that cracker like that and it doesn't break, well, something's up. You can tell it's very, very hard to break too. And it's got a couple of C's in it, almost like rye. And what a lot of guys will do is simply take this cracker and dip it in some coffee, and that will soften it up. Same thing they done during the Civil War. And okay, I can't even bite this thing, man. All right, there it goes. But yeah, these crackers are horrible. They are really bland, don't really have a taste, and you can't eat the things. They're so hard, you have to soak these in something because you can't bite them. You'll simply break a tooth. And I mean, they're horrible. There's no other word about it. These Lithuanian crackers are pretty bad. And I don't see why they don't come out with another technique to make it a little bit better. Okay, so now we got that. We got our main course here. We're going to pull it out. And this is piping hot. Grab it out of our bag here. And you can see just how hot this thing is. It's steaming on the top. We're going to very carefully place that in the garbage. And then we are going to take our trusty knife. Forgot my Nathan's MRE knife, by the way. Guys, please go visit Nathan's MRE right here on YouTube. Great channel, great reviewer, and great friend. So go give him some love and support. And here's our main course. Stewed beef and grit sauce or groat sauce or however it's at it. And smells pretty good. Actually looks pretty good as well. And very different. Very, very, very different ration. And you kind of have to stir it up a little bit. The meat settle to the bottom. So you have to chop it up, stir it up a little bit into the groat sauce. And let's give this a try. Here we go. Stewed beef and groat sauce from a Lithuanian Ration. That's actually pretty good. The meat is beef, and it has a pretty great taste to it. It's very different. Whatever this is on the inside of it is almost like something you'll find in the wedding soup, or the closest thing I could probably put it near that I know of is hominy corn. Is the texture of it, but it's got a really, really good taste. And I said that's actually pretty good. I actually really like that. And you have the orange drink here. It goes down good with the orange drink. And wow, I'm gonna actually have another bite of this. It's got some carrots mixed in with it, some different vegetables, a lot of spices. It's actually one of the better main courses I've had for a Lithuanian Ration. Well, and again, guys, if you're wanting a ration like this, go to foreignmre.com. They'll hook you up. And we're going to move on to dessert. This is one of my favorite parts of any ration I get is the chocolate. Besides the crackers, the chocolate's what I most look forward to. And this is Lithuanian chocolate. Chocolate has been put in rations for many, many, many years during World War II. Hershey's was a staple. Coca-Cola chocolate was a good staple for the German army. French rations come with it. And you can look at the bar here, and it's got the Ruta Noel 1913. So this chocolate was established in 1913, right around World War I. And let's try a piece of this chocolate. Breaks apart pretty easily. It's a pretty thick chocolate, and pretty good rich chocolate. It's got a very good taste to it. And what you can do with a lot of these chocolate bars as well is make hot chocolate. A lot of guys will do that. They put it in a cup of hot water, throw some sugar in with it, or some honey, and make them some hot chocolate. This is pretty good chocolate. Now these crackers, I'm saying I can't even attempt to eat these things because I mean they're just so hard they don't even break apart. I mean, I just threw that cracker on the table as hard as I could, and it didn't do a thing. It didn't even chip it. I mean, and go back and watch Foreign MRE. Go to their channel, check out Art's testing with this cracker. It's a pretty cool and fun thing to watch. I mean, he's literally doing everything in his power to break this thing, and he can't do it. So, wow. Main course is awesome. The honey is made for these crackers, but I can't bite these crackers. So, I might chip in the tooth of heaven and go to the dentist because of the Lithuanian cracker. And we may do something similar that Art done with some of these crackers later on. And that is running over it with a car, beating it with a sledgehammer, dropping a front end loader bucket on it, shooting it. You know, I bet you these crackers are bulletproof. I wonder if these things will stop a .22 caliber bullet. We may find that out. So I doubt it, but we may test it and just see. And I mean, these guys can actually stick these crackers in their body armor. So I mean, that's how strong these things are. This coffee's pretty good, very mild coffee. So all in all, this has been a great ration. Go check out Foreign MRE. Pick up some of these of your own. They've got great stuff coming in every day. Check out Nathan's MRE, Old Smoky, Traversing Foods. Maryland, she's got a channel. Go check her out. Mike's Ration Reviews. There's just so many channels, guys, out there for the ration reviewing community. I can't name all of them. But go check them out and give them all some love, support, and most of all, pick you up some rations from Foreign MRE. Thanks to Foreign MRE for making this video possible from their guys' rations. And go check them out. Give them some love. We'll see you on the next one.